And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Welcome to this Wednesday's edition of Alaska Weather. Up first here, we've got hazardous weather graphic, and there's still coastal flood warnings going until 10 p.m. here for the Yukon Delta coast and into tomorrow for St. Lawrence Island. Coastal flood warnings all around the Seward Peninsula here with coastal flood advisories there for the Norton Bay area on down toward Unalakleet and Kotzebue Sound and the northwest coast, coastal flood warnings, and that'll continue up here. Actually hasn't started yet for the Arctic coast when that strong low tracks eastward there. That'll be tomorrow. That's where the coastal flood warnings kick in that area. Otherwise, here over the interior, red shaded areas indicating high wind warnings. Alaska Range here, looking for south winds gusting to 65 miles an hour, ending 10 p.m. tonight, but for the White Mountains north of Fairbanks and along the Dalton Highway there, Gobbler's Knob, in those areas, looking for the wind gusts to 65 miles an hour through tonight. And then winter weather advisory out for the Anatuvik Pass area. Currently in the 40s there at Anatuvik Pass with some colder air expected to move in. And overnight tonight will bring snowfall levels will come back down. So look for some additional snow and gusty winds there in that area. And for the satellite imagery here, strong low pressure up here crossing the Horn of Russia there, or the peninsula on up into the Chukchi Sea. Weakening front pushing eastward here, but brought some very gusty winds. 52 mile an hour wind gusts at Anchorage International Airport and about 50 to 55 miles an hour down around Nikiski. They're just near in the forelands of Cook Inlet. And so definitely gale warnings today in Cook Inlet blowing. And this front kind of trails back down into the eastern Aleutians there with areas of light rain associated with it, heavier rain up in the interior here today with about 2/3 of an inch falling in some areas here of the Kuskokwim Valley, and rain across Fairbanks up into the Yukon Flats there, and a mix of precipitation farther to the north toward the Arctic coast. Southeast coast here, some variable clouds, sunshine after some morning low clouds and fog, and breakout here over the Bering Sea. Next system, Cirrus Shield with that just getting onto the chart here at, let's see, only noon, last frame here at noontime today, but we'll see the forecast for it, or actually today's chart showing the low crossing the Russia here up into the Chukchi Sea. Very strong winds when the lines are closest together. That's where the winds blow the strongest, and there was a swath of 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts right across the western Brooks Range during the day today, and anywhere from 35 to 55 miles an hour here across much of the southwest interior, all the way down in toward False Pass. Had gusts over 55 miles an hour. As I mentioned, Cook Inlet seeing the strong gusty winds today, and pretty windy also for the North Slope area, and then diminishing on out toward the Arctic coastal areas. And you can see showers with another trough here about to move into the Pribilof Islands. Not too bad over the Aleutians today. Some clearing and lighter winds over just the isolated showers around. And morning low clouds and fog giving way in most areas, or at least some areas, to some afternoon sunshine for the southeast coast with light winds, and that extended right up into the southeastern Copper River Basin. And for tonight, weak low pressure here in Prince William Sound. That'll kick off some showers here for the Kenai Peninsula. Actually, that is this front weakening here and kind of holding a weak low developing along that boundary. Mixed precipitation here over the eastern Alaska Range up to the 40-mile country, cutting off there about the Yukon River. And then strong winds continue, but not as strong here, but still pretty gusty winds with this low center kind of developing two separate centers now, one taking off to the northeast, the other one holding back here a little bit off the western Arctic coast, so look for mixed precipitation there. And then the colder air sweeping in, that'll bring snow into the higher elevations of the Brooks Range. This trough, enhanced area of rain and showers, swinging in toward the coast late tonight, reaching the Yukon Delta coast by tomorrow morning. But down to the south here, dry conditions, showers ending, drying out for the southwest interior areas. Stays nice over the panhandle with low clouds and fog developing again over some areas on the inside waters. And higher pressure developing here with a break ahead of that next strong storm. As you can see, the front just coming onto the chart there, that pushing gales and eventually storm force winds into the Aleutians, especially ahead of the front tomorrow with wind and rain advancing eastward toward Adak. Otherwise, high pressure here over the central and eastern Bering Sea from the Russian Far East extending down into a center well south of Kodiak Island. So quite an area of high pressure right through here. Light winds, dry conditions, some clearing possible as all the moisture now into the interior, showers of rain or snow through many areas tomorrow, pretty good chance. This low tracking eastward, pretty gusty winds in store for the Arctic coast up there. Again, the coastal flood warnings out from the central coast westward down to the northwest coast, with those ending here in the lighter winds to the south. And some showers likely, northern Cook Inlet, or at least a chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a few showers around from the North Gulf Coast into the Matanuska Valley, Susitna Valley as well. And a very weak trough here, keeping most of the shower activity off the southeast coast. So it should be a partly sunny afternoon there for the panhandle. Moving ahead to Friday, high pressure shifts eastward here. So mostly sunny across all of southern Alaska from Yakutat right across the Copper River Basin, Matanuska of Susitna Valley areas, Kenai Peninsula, Prince William Sound. Nice day for Kodiak, light winds. Good amount of sunshine, clearing skies here for the western interior, right up into the Chukchi Sea. Gusty winds and snow for the eastern Beaufort Sea coast, possibly into the eastern Brooks Range up there. And this weak thing here over the northern panhandle could kick off an isolated shower or two with mostly cloudy skies there, but mostly sunny down toward Prince of Wales Island, Craig, Klawock, Heidelberg, over toward Metlakatla and toward Misty Fjords. A very nice day coming up for Friday. This front here weakening, you can see the low center holding way back to the west, so this front's going to weaken as it pulls out from that center, being driven along by good southwest winds, and that'll bring up good increase in the winds for St. Lawrence Island with a chance of rain late in the afternoon Friday, and some rain finding its way onto the coast as well for the afternoon hours for the Yukon Kuskokwim Delta coast. Periods of rain though for Nunivak Island. Windy wet day for the Pribilofs. Scattered showers Adak and Atka. Very windy, gusts 50 miles per hour or more there with good gales for the western Aleutians. And moving on to the first day of the weekend, another big storm comes up. This storm actually right now, today, is a typhoon sitting just east of Japan. That's forecast to take off to the east and then take a turn to the north here, coming across the Aleutians, bringing at least gale force winds and a lot of moisture with it here. You can see this warm front has a good slug of rain along with winds. Again, a lot of lines here on the chart. So definitely looking at some gale force winds, storm force winds possibly. Lighter winds and lighter rain spreading out into southern Cook Inlet and the Kenai Peninsula on Saturday. North and east, pretty nice conditions. High pressure sliding into the Yukon for light winds there. Very nice day here for all of the southeast coast. Light winds, sunshine there, and this weakening front up to the north here, bringing some areas of light mixed precipitation from the Seward Peninsula across Kotzebue Sound into the Selawik, maybe Kobuk Valley, back along the northwest coast there. And then we'll see for Sunday, this storm system deepens pretty good here as it tracks right up towards St. Matthew Island. Storm force winds, maybe even hurricane force winds around this center with good gales right into the southwest coast. Strong winds into the interior here with rain heavy at times spreading northward across the Seward Peninsula and eastward here across the Kuskokwim Valley. Rain into south central Alaska. Could be heavy at times there over the Kenai Peninsula, especially the southern areas like Seward there, for example, and rain finding its way into Prince William Sound, and cloudy skies now overspreading the eastern and northern interior there, but should stay dry. Very windy, showery conditions for the southeast Bering Sea, eastern Aleutians. More rain here with some more moisture associated with this trough for the western Aleutians, but wind's not all that bad out in that area. Warm front pushing rain into the Gulf of Alaska, but stays nice. Couple of nights, in fact, a very nice weekend in store for the southeast coast with mostly sunny skies and light winds and mild temperatures. And from there, going to the temperature lows for tonight, really nothing spectacular here. 30s to the north, 30s and 40s to the south, and 40s over the Panhandle, lower to mid 40s for the Aleutians. Highs for tomorrow, 40s and 50s here across southern Alaska. Lower 60s for the southern Panhandle, and 30s to lower 40s for the remainder of the state. And for the lows, a little cooler air coming in behind that system now, so look for lows dropping back into the 20s there from the northern valleys out to the Arctic coast, upper 20s to lower 30s for many inland areas of the state, closer to 40 along the coast, Kodiak Island, lower to mid 40s for the Panhandle, and then the highs Friday afternoon, 20s for the Brooks Range, 30 to 35 for the Arctic coast, highs upper 30s to near 40 in the central interior, and 45 to 50 here for south central Alaska, Bristol Bay, lower to mid 40s here for the southwest interior, and highs in the 50s for the southeast coast. And for the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, October 14th through 18th, red, pretty hot conditions here, at least well above normal in the forecast across much of the state, precipitation-wise. Kind of wet here along the lower and mid and lower Yukon River Valley areas out to eastern Norton Sound up to the Kobuk Valley there. And even a little bit above normal here for the eastern part of the state, near normal for the Aleutians and the Panhandle.